This is Maizy Lou Farms by Matt and Shantyboys Map Creations. It's 55.18 megabytes to download, and the description says Maizy Lou Farms is primarily a fictitious farming map with some forestry. There are 3 farms on the map, each with a different feel and a nice sized forestry area for those winter months, or if you get bored with farming. Try playing in multiplayer with your friends or by yourself. Here are some of the features of the map. 3 farms, 1 forestry area, Carpentry Production edited for increased inputs and outputs even, paper mill increased production outputs, 3 silos, 1 on each farm have increased capacities, Bale and pallet storage can hold 500, chicken coop on the upper farm holds 100 chickens and 10,000 litres of feed, lime buying station available for each farm, also sells fertiliser and seeds, various base game productions and farm buildings. 1 plot of land at the top of the map can be purchased and used as a placeable area or for extra grass. So let's go and check it out. And here we are. This is where you start off in all 3 modes, and this is the map, as you can see. We start off down here outside the store or the shop, whatever you want to call it. I'm in new farmer mode as always. If I scoot across the farmland, this is what we own. So basically it's the main sort of farm, or the starting farm, and then we've got 3 fields. So field 14, 27 grand that's worth, 96 grand for that field, and 179 grand for that. The farm area itself is 778 grand. Now, what I will say, because there is 2 more farms on here, as it mentions, we'll be buying those in a moment, a little bit later. But what I will say is the farms take in a lot of land in between all these fields. Obviously, we don't own these fields, but if you didn't own this land and you wanted to extend these fields into one big field or join them up, you might have a problem. I haven't tested it, but I'm just pointing that out. You may end up having to buy the land if you wanted to join fields together. You can't really see it as much on that one, but if I was to click on here, for example, so you can see it highlights even right over here. Look, it's turned all this green in and around these fields. So if you own these 2 fields and you wanted to join them together, that could cause you problems. You're going to end up having to fork out 932 grand just to be able to do that, which is a bit insane. But anyway, that is that. There will be a couple of things that we need to buy, or plots to buy, for things to show up, i.e. the farms and the BGA. We'll be doing that in a moment. Field prices vary, as you can imagine, and as they normally always do. 671 for this big one. We've got some smaller ones like this down here, 28 grand. Over here, 207 grand, 390,000. Now, it does say there's only 1 sort of forestry area. I think they just mean this sort of general area, but it has been split up. It's nothing's been split up. It's been split up into a few different sections, which is good for us because you can build up then. 681 grand for that one, 457, 218,000, 197,000, 285,000. So not too bad at all. Some of these lighter shaded areas you can't buy. It is what it is. So I'm clicking on that, and there you can't buy those. And I think just like the area where the shop and the animal dealer is, etc., we cannot buy. But there we go. That's all I think I need to show you there. So we'll go back over to there. There's no custom crops. There is no required mods. There is some mods being added in, but we will look at those in a second. If we go along to here, and we'll go along to statistics, we'll do all slot counts and mods and things in a moment. And then I'm going to add in some money and we'll jump up to the main farm, and I think we'll start the tour from there. So there is 25 collectibles on here. I'm not quite sure what they are. I haven't come across any. Productions, we do start off owning 1 large mushroom greenhouse and a large tarp greenhouse for growing various things. There is 1 of each of these on each farm, so if you do buy any of the other farms you will have 1 of these. There's also animals, etc., but you will see all that in a moment. Productions we don't own but that are on the map are these: bakery, canning factory, carpentry, cereal factory, cooper, dairy, grain mill, oil mill, paper factory, sawmill, spinnery, and a tailor shop. We will be seeing those as we go around the map. There is contracts available on plots of land and fields, etc. that we don't own. If we go up to animals, because we own that starting farm, there is a large cow barn on there, and there's also a large sheep barn. Currently no animals in there, but there you go. There is a meadow in the cow barn there, but not in the sheep barn. Crop calendar, I don't think it's custom, I think it is what it is. And that's about it for that, I believe. So let's do mods first. Go up into build mode. We do have under silos, we've got some, these are base game models, but they've got increased capacity. Down here we've got a few different silos. We've also got the Bale and pallet storage, which has been bumped up to take 500, should I say. If we scroll across to containers and come down, to have the lime station, it's only going to cost you £1, euro, dollar to place down. That's what you can use to buy lime, solid fertilizer and seeds. Again, there's one of them on each farm, which is cool. If we go down to factories, scroll down, again it's the base game models, but they have been modded in because they do have increased productions, etc. So it'll be a lot quicker and whatnot. So those are there, but as I say, most of them are already on the map anyway. If we go to animals and chickens, we do have a modded in chicken coop. This will hold 100. I think the base game one only holds 30, so pretty good. And that's at the top farm like so. I think that's it for mods. Yes. Now, slot counts. If you come on here in new farmer mode, it is 1,134 slots. This is the equipment you get. It's not a huge amount. It's all brand new though. Doesn't need any repair or anything. We've got a lime and fertilizer spreader. We've got a seeder. A corn header also does sunflowers. We've got the international pickup. We've got a planter. Massey Ferguson harvester with its header, a McCormack tractor, and then a Rudolph trailer. That is it. There's no chainsaw or anything like that. So there we go. In Farm Manager and Start from Scratch, if you come on here, you start with nothing. No land, no farm, etc. and no equipment. So none of that equipment I've just shown you. You don't get any of that. It's 1,072 and then you're good to go to do whatever you wish. So there we go. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bump up to the farm. I'll add in some money. I'll bring you back in. We'll buy those plots of land and then we'll get going around the map. Right, that should be enough money. We're up at the main farm. We're outside our farmhouse. So let's click on the map. We will buy those plots of land. I'm going to go to farmland. Up here we'll buy this farm. 932 grand. Let's buy that, and as you can see it brings up these. So we've got cows and chickens up here. Each one has a farmhouse, like I said, the greenhouses, a silo, and bale and pallet storage, etc. But again, we'll look at all that in a moment. Basically what you see on this farm, you know, barring the animals, because that does vary from farm to farm, but all these sort of placeables that are on there, that is going to be on the same sort of thing. Next one's down there, 930 grand. We'll buy that. This one's got pigs and cows. And then we'll buy this plot here, like I said earlier, 43,000 just over. That brings up the BGA, which is just there. And if I scroll now down to the productions and the ones we own, there's the BGA, and it also shows up all the mushroom farm, the greenhouses and etc. like that. I know what I'm trying to say, but it's not coming out. Also all the animals show up, as you can see. None of them have got anything in apart from, oh, That's interesting. It says in the description, I never actually noticed this when I did my little whiz round earlier to get my bearings. It says in the description that the top farm has 100 chickens in there and also full feed. Okay, we'll have a look at that anyway. But that's that. So I don't think we need to buy anything else. I think we'll buy that plot a bit later as we go around where I said there was some construction, houses, etc. Just so you can see what I'm waffling on about. But anyway, behind us, farmhouse, sleep trigger. We've got a wardrobe function. We can't go into that farmhouse. It is just purely decorative. But it's a very nice farmhouse as it is. So in this garage, we do have our pickup. We'll be going around that in a moment. This, I believe, was our sheep barn, or goats, whatever you're doing. Products are going to appear there, wool or goat's milk. Feed's just there, and your dialogue box is just around there. That's going to hold 102. They'll obviously appear out in there. Do have some barns over here. You can go on all these little doors, etc. So we've got a planter in there, which is nice. All these little doors do open, the bigger ones, which is cool. We've got a medium petrol tank there. It is empty, but we can fill it up from here. Holds up to 10,000 litres, so you can buy what you want for it. There's the lime station, and like I said, you can buy lime, solid fertiliser and seeds from there. It's gonna cost you, obviously. Some of our equipment out there. Trailer there. We've also got a barn here as well. There's our tractor. Just squeeze through there like so. We'll go round this way. Do have a silo over here with the increased capacity. Got some more shed space here, and over the back we've got a cow barn. This is just a breeding barn, so you're not going to get any milk. I don't believe there's any slurry either you can get from here, so whether you want to swap that out and get another one, it's entirely up to you, or start off in one of the other farms. But feed and straw will be through here. Dialogue box is there, 136 cows. Not quite sure where the manure spawns on this one. I don't know if it's inside or you've got a place down a manure heap extension, but I haven't spotted one. Do have the bale and pallet storage shed just here, like I said earlier as well. 500, that will hold. And then we've got our greenhouse and your mushroom greenhouse just there. That is it. If I go up into landscaping mode, that's an aerial sort of shot of our farm. Not too bad. Nice little layout. Potential to add more things in, so you can put some more sheds in down here, whatever you wish to do. Nice little area out the back here as well. It's very random, isn't it? But there we go. Right, let's jump into our pickup. I think I can just tab across and we'll start heading round, I believe. And we are going to go out the back. I think this is probably the best, well, not the best, but it seemed like the more logical route for me. We do have a track out here. Just give you a little scope of what the land looks like. There is a few areas that are fairly flat, but there's some other areas where it goes up and down and all sorts, so it's not a bad map, to be fair. In fact, what I quite like about the Shantyboys maps is, and I don't mean any disrespect when I say this, they are pretty straightforward. There's no trying to get your head round how this works and what that does. It's pretty much a plug it in and play. And I've waffled too much and taken the wrong turning. Where am I going? Hang on a sec, is this the way I've decided? I've gone completely the wrong way. I was meant to go down there. Where have we ended up? We've ended up right up here. I do apologise, people. I've got carried away talking. My goodness. But yeah, what I was saying is pretty much just a plug in and play map. So if you're looking for nice map to learn on, I'd highly recommend their maps. kind of like a no frills map, because some of these maps we do get, there's all added custom crops, and if you're new to the game it can be very overwhelming. Maps like these are perfect for learning on. Right, so we're on the main road eventually, and there is traffic on here, as you can see, quite a bit of it. On the right hand side here we have our farmers market, where we can sell grains and produce, so anything you produce in a pallet. So your grain sell point will be there, and then round this side we've got a sell point for pallets, things like that. Plenty of room to turn around and swing round in. Look, you got 2 ins and outs, which is nice. I like that when map makers do that, makes it easy for us. Across the road from there we do have the canning factory, so all your sort of triggers and zones etc are going to be there. And I'll quickly show you this plot of land where you could use it as a placeable. It's not completely flat, but like I said earlier, there is some flat areas. Look, I won't go straight on because there's a bit of a ditch there, and it's part of this as well. It's all one plot, but it's kind of split up there with that sort of stream, river, whatever you call it. So grass field, building site, whatever you want to do, it is there if you wish. Okay, let's head on down this main road. A nice sort of water tower over there. So you can see a lot of raised areas, still a few trees around even though we're not in the sort of main forestry area, and nice and busy with the traffic. I know a lot of people don't like the traffic on much, but we do have the option to turn it off if you wish to. Right, we are going to turn left. Got a couple of things going on here on sort of on top of each other. So right here on this grill, this grate, this is a sell point, and this is the grain sell point. Next door to that we've got the grain elevator museum. So it's basically this building, if you're not aware of it, it's all run down. You can bring products here, so if you look at the field info on the right hand corner, bottom corner, you bring those products there to start rebuilding that if you wish to. It's just a little thing that some map makers put in. Across here we've got the warehouse, so you can buy products here if you wish to, if you're getting a bit stuck producing some things. And down the side there you can also sell products there. But always check your sort of menu, your prices menu, and it will tell you where you can take things to sell, etc. So out of there we'll quickly do the fuel station, which is in here, so we can fill up. Now this is the plot of land here, this sort of construction area with all the houses round. It's got a gate here which you can open without owning the plot of land, but if I buy that plot of land quick, we do own that. Now go up into build mode. I'll go on demolition mode as well because that normally works. The only thing I could work out that you could sell off was the fence line here. All this is just decorative, but there is, like I said, plenty of room to place some other things down. So if you wanted to do any sort of form of role play or anything like that, you could add things in. I don't know, maybe in here in the sort of construction area. It's not too bad. So there we go. Moving on from there then, if we go back out onto the main road, just there we have the spinnery in front of us. Just behind that is the tailor, and we'll go back out and we'll go down this route. On the left hand side we have the grain mill. On the right we've got the cereal factory. Just there, the purpley blue one, that's the oil mill. Then we've got the dairy, and over in that corner there on the left we've got the bakery. On the right hand side we've got the restaurants, which is a sale point, which is a very cool sort of building just around the back there. So again, plenty of room to turn around, move around. And if we take this track down, we'll go to our BGA, which we bought earlier. Nice big area, like so. There isn't any bunker silos down here, but there's plenty of room maybe to place some. And then obviously a bit of forestry to the left hand side just there. And if we take this left turning as well, we come to the second sort of farm. So we've got one of these sheds just here. I won't show you everything on here, I'll just sort of point it out as we get near them, so you can open the doors like that across the front. Pretty decent sized shed. Turn the lights on in and around. We've got the farmhouse just over here. We've got a sleep trigger there, and also wardrobe function just there as well by that door. Little sort of porch area where you can park a car, carport, whatever you want to call it. Another one of those sheds we've just looked at just there. Another medium fuel tank. Again, I won't show you that, that is what it is. Got the pigsty, so you're going to collect slurry from there. This will hold 657 pigs. Feed just goes in there, and there's your dialogue box there, and obviously they're going to appear out in that little area there. Got the mushroom greenhouse and the other normal greenhouse just there. If we go down this side, we've got a cow barn with feeding robot, so that all works, you know, does it for you. If you're not aware of how that works, I do have a separate video showing you how that works, the feeding side to it, so feel free to check that out. It's in my sort of guide to how to videos. Slurry point just there. If we open this door up, there is a trigger through there, so you can feed them yourself if you want, and you can put straw in there, and you've got all your tipping ins and outs of the ingredients like so. And around this side we will have our dialogue box and a milk area, so just there for your animals, 142 of, and your milk collection point, and obviously they're going to roam in and around this area like so. So there we go, cows just there. We've got a huge silo on here, which is just there. We've also got the lime buy point, seeds, solid fat, and another bale and pallet storage, so exactly the same as the first one really in terms of that. Now if I head on out this way, losing my bearings, we go up through the sort of forest area. That's quite handy actually if you think about it, because these productions I'm just about to show you are all wood related, aren't they? So they're all in and amongst the forestry area here, which is pretty cool, nice and easy. Just on the right we've got the Cooper, and then next door to that we have the paper factory, and then in the corner there we've got carpentry, and then this takes you into the sawmill at the sort of back end where your products are going to spawn, appear. And we do have the mill pond, or whatever you call it, just, whoa, probably not meant to go that way. Just down here, you're selling the wood icon is just there by that little door, and obviously you can tip and load your logs like so. You can carry on back down that way. There is a couple of bridges dotted in and around this area, so you've got plenty of easy access to get through there. Unlike this bit, we navigate our way through and out. There we go, we'll go back out the way we just come in, which isn't that way, is it? No. Dear oh dear. I'll tell you what's happened here on this map for me. I did all my prep this morning before I went to work, and now I'm recording in the evening before I go to sleep, and some of it I've not forgotten, but just kind of lost my bearings a little bit, which isn't hard. Right, let's head on out this way. And we do need to, I'm going to check the map actually. Yeah, we've got to go back up that way, that's right. I'm with it now. That's right, because we came out there, didn't we, for the BG8. So, as you can see, look how much this climbs up. We've got our shop area, which is where we started. So, it's also your reset point, just around about here. Your shop icon's just there. We do have a vehicle workshop area, which is just there, like so. Happy days. And then I think we will go out the proper way, shall we? Which is back round the front. Whoa, there's a car there. That's parked very close to the wall, isn't it? I'd probably just rammed him into the wall a bit further, to be fair. Let's go this way. And then if we turn left, nice big area. This is the animal dealer. Buying your animals, obviously. There's also a sale point here. So that's the dialogue box area where you can buy your animals, sell bells and things like that. A lot of this is decorative, but it's nice. There's animals roaming around down here, so it's been brought to life. I like that, the animal dealer area. That's how it should be. You can see some sheep there, look, goats. Just here we have a point where we can buy manure. And then right in front of us we have another point where we can buy slurry. So that is that area. Go back out the way we came in, turn left. Only got two things left, I think, to see. I know I probably bumbled my way through this one, so apologies for that. Like I say, it's quite a good few hours between me doing my sort of first look prep to now recording. There we go, look how much that raises up over there as well. In fact, I think that's where we're heading next. Just here we have the big farmer's kiosk, which is a sale point. Let's sell some more produce there, and if we turn right just here, we are heading up to the third farm, and that is where we're going to finish. But look at the size of this field here. That is huge. And even the one on the left is actually split in two there. There's some fun with the old harvester on that sort of slope there, I should imagine. Right, we do need to... not that one, I don't think. Is it that one? We'll go this way. I can't remember if it's this one or we go up a bit further. There's a few little different levels to this farm with some things. Probably gone the wrong way, haven't I? Yeah, I have. What a surprise. I have no idea what that is though. It's like containers jammed into the cliff face. Very random, but obviously it's good I've come this way really, because you can see a nice flat area there, so you could build something there if you wanted to. That's been done, ready for you. And if we go back and up this route, still getting flickering on FS25, look. That isn't anything to do with the map, I don't think. I think that's the game, which is a bit annoying. Yeah, so in and around here, look. Don't want to be driving too fast because that is going to be dangerous. We've got a huge bunker silo, so we do have one here. we can produce silage. And then if we go up, we are now into the main farm area. We've got the 2 greenhouses there, as you can see. We'll go out round the back. Nice view from up here though. Silo, obviously with the increased capacity, and then we've got 2 of these cool sheds. I like these ones. The doors obviously open on them at the front. Nice and big, lights on inside. Obviously that one's exactly the same. We've got your lime station there. You've also got your medium petrol tank, bow and pallet storage. This one does have one of those water towers on there. That's free water. So you've got that. We've got this great big shed here as well. Huge inside. As you can see. Turn your lights on wherever you are, which is cool. And then if we head out of there and go up this ramp, got another cow barn feeding robot. So again, I won't show you that. I've just showed you where things are there. And we've got the chickens. So this is the one where the chickens should be here, but they're not. But eggs will spawn there. 100 chickens that will hold. And that's where you're going to put your feed in, but that is empty. Yeah, very odd that. And then we do have this 3-bay shed. I'm trying to see if we can open. And then we've got our farmhouse. We do have a sleep trigger there, and I think there is a wardrobe function. Yeah, just there. And I think that's it, guys. Nice little sort of pond out the back of this one. There you go, that's the map. So I eventually got myself around there. Obviously we started off at the shop. I jumped up into there. I got a bit lost here, but I did eventually come down into there. We scooted down. We kind of done this, didn't we? Come back up, and that's it. So that is the map. That is Maizy Lou Farms by Matt, Shantyboys Map Creations. Let me know your thoughts, guys. I think it's quite a nice map, to be fair. But I hope you have enjoyed the map tour. If you have, please smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. That would be awesome. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos I post. I've been Farm Sim Snubby. Stay frosty.